Hey there, how are you? I hope you're doing well. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to maintain your Lexus LS 430 model year 2001 to 2006 by replacing your engine air filter as well as your in-cabin air filter. Doesn't take a lot of mechanical inclination to do this. It's pretty straightforward. For me, I always, around the 20 to 30,000 mark, I'll go check to see if they're dirty, which mine are right now. And I'll go to my local Lexus dealership to pick these parts up. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see what the parts are. This may be a little faded here. I'll also leave it in the description. But these are the two parts. This is your engine air filter and this is your in-cabin air filter. You don't really need much. I've got a screwdriver here and I've popped the hood. That's really all you need for the engine air filter. So let's get started on that. Pop the good old hood here. So I've got the new filter out and this air box is nestled in here pretty tight. So the things I like to do are to loosen this clamp, also remove the mass airflow sensor, and I also like to take this little panel off here. It's pretty easy, it just comes out. It's got a couple little clips. First thing I'm gonna do is loosen this clamp. Just take a screwdriver, loosen it up. Plenty loose there. Put your screwdriver down. Mass airflow sensor, you just push this down, pull the clip back, it's off, and then release it out of this little clamp here. I'm going to put it underneath the air tube. I'm going to take these clips out. All you do is just push down on both of them. You should be able to pop it up. Be real careful not to lose these when you pop these out, because they can slide underneath here and get down into the little pan underneath. You don't want to lose these. You want to keep these. So I'm going to stick these over here. As I say that, I drop one right into the pan. So I'm going to stick these over here. And there's one more back behind this. And it's just clipped on. I can pull this out, stick it on top of the motor there, out of harm's way. So now you got better access. There's a clamp here, one here. So you can start pulling it up, kind of rotate it some as it comes up. I'm going to stick it over here. It's not too dirty, but this is made in China, so I know this isn't a OEM part. The last place I took it to put this part in, so you'll notice on these there is no made in China, and the plastic's a different color, so this is aftermarket. Very close, but not exactly the same. If you want to be real thorough about it, you can make sure this air box is clean. This one's pretty clean, but I've taken this out. It only takes 2 bolts, and you can take this out and clean it as well. But we're just doing the filter today, so I'm going to pop this in. Goes right in. You can also inspect your mass airflow sensor, and if you want to, you can incorporate cleaning the mass airflow sensor into this process. But mine's been cleaned and it looks okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and pop this back on in. Should fit really snug. Put your clamps back. So that's good and snug there. Make sure it's sewn tight. So now you can put this cover back in. I always like to just angle it down underneath that little rubber seal, and it goes right in. You want to make sure you line this back one up first, and then to get these back in, you just want to go to the bottom, push that pin back out where it looks like a nail, stick it down in this hole, and then just get it level. And now it's locked. So I do the same for the other one. Just push that up from the bottom again to where it looks like a nail, and then stick it down here in this hole. You'll feel it seat in there, and then just push it down. That should be locked in. So now you got the panel back on, you got the airbox clamp back in. The last thing to do is put the mass airflow sensor back together. Put this back down inside this little bracket, and now tighten the intake hose clamp. It's on pretty tight, everything's in good. That's done. So that takes all of 2 minutes if you're not filming. Make sure you didn't leave the screwdriver under there and close that in there. Now on to the in-cabin air filter. I had to remove a ton of napkins out of this glove box because I go to Chick-fil-A and they give you a pound of napkins every time, and I always keep them in here just in case I ever need them. Never know when you're going to spill something or need one. So I've gotten them all out, and the next thing I have to do is get this little shelf out, which I think you just pull it back like that and up, back and up. Now you got a cover here that you have to remove, and then you have this additional cover. So 3 things you got to take off to get to it, and you just want to slide this bad boy out. And this thing's pretty filthy. A lot of filth in there. The way to get this out is slide underneath these. Actually, I think you can slide them out from the tabs there. And just pull this, snap this on out. The thing's funky. And you'll notice when you get it out, you'll see the arrow points down. That's your airflow. Another made in China part, so I'm going to replace it with something that's made in Japan. It's a lot better. Looking for the airflow. Okay, here it is. Airflow arrow down. So slide that under there. Pretty much done there. So now I got the new filter in. This says up. You just slide it in. Pretty much stays like that. And then you're going to put this back in. So you can see these little triangular looking little things at the top. You get them lined up in there and just push this in. It's closed. Now we got this little panel that goes in. Stick in the bottom and close it up. Good to go. Put the shelf back in. You can see the little hole where it goes back in place. Now I can throw 80 pounds of napkins back in here, but that's pretty much it for that job. So I'm going to show you one more thing. Alright, so now that we've replaced the engine air filter and the in-cabin air filter, the last thing I'm going to do is add a maintenance reminder. You can do that by hitting Option, Information, Maintenance, and then you'll see a little icon here that says air filter. Hit that. Now you can do date or distance or both. I'm just going to do distance. So I'm going to set it for 20,000 miles. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 20,000 miles. Hit OK. You saw how dirty my in-cabin air filter was, so I'm definitely going to check it at least at 20,000, if not before that. But I want to set this reminder. So the last thing I'm going to do is hit OK there, and you see this lit up, whereas the rest of them are kind of light colored. And this one for the tire rotation, I have both of these on. So that's the neat thing about this car. You can even set other reminders for other things in here. Let's say you had an anniversary coming up or something, big 10-year anniversary. Hey, you could put that in there, you know, or 20 year, 30, whatever. This car has so many crazy options. I just love it. I really hope this video demonstrates exactly how easy it is to do these procedures on the LS430. And if you have one, this should help you. Hope it does. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and keep an eye out for more LS430 content. I've got a PCV valve I'll be doing here shortly, and I'll probably just do like an overview of the car. Anyway, thanks again for watching. See you guys on the next one.